going to be a noisy day today, but it's going to be a noisy and going to be a happy day because we're getting the stove, we're hoping, fully installed today. It's been in here for a while, and so have some of the bits, but all the other bits now have arrived. So Elliot's now arrived and is outside, and we're going to start to build the hearth and then slowly go through the whole thing. And I'm not going to do what a lot of channels do, where they document each individual process of the installation, but you will see progress as we carry on. Alright, well, in years gone by it's been, Elliot, come and see me in Zanzibar. Elliot, come and see me in the Philippines. Elliot, let's go do some scuba diving in Jamaica. But now it's, Elliot, let's go to a muddy towpath and let's install my hot fuel stove. Happy days. He loves it. Look at his little face. Shiny, shiny. Right there.
Looking good. How's that? Do I look straight to you?
You've never looked straight, Elliot. Well, I'm happy about him drilling holes in the top of the boat as opposed to perhaps the bottom of the boat. I'm sort of in one of those frames of mind where I don't want to get too overly optimistic because we've been freezing cold the last few days and counting down the days till today. But if history has taught me one thing, there's always one more thing. So let's hopefully get this completed, so at least take the edge off today, because we won't be able to put it on full blast anyway. But less than full blast is better than no blast. He's drilling holes in my boat. He's drilling holes in my boat. Elliot.
Hey up.
Now when this is all installed, not only am I going to have a shave, because when I get out of the shower it's going to be warm rather than properly freezing. I need to tidy up the boat. The roof now is just getting, it's like the loft, but except it's on visible display. In your house you keep shoving stuff up in the loft, no one can see it. Doesn't really work like that now, and because the engine room's nice and I don't want to store loads of stuff in there anymore, it's all finding itself on the roof, and yeah, it's an eyesore. So that's my next mission. Well, as a massive Star Wars fan, the fact that my chimney looks like IG-11 is fantastic. Well, the boat is an absolute dirty pit, but we don't care at the moment because the fire's about to be lit, and that wasn't intended to be poetry either. Oh, fire. Oh. Cheers. The stove is in, so we're kind of celebrating. We wouldn't have been able to do this 2 days ago. Camille, you saw, would be in her big onesie as a Dalmatian, trying to stay warm. And what you don't see in the evenings while she's working late at night on the computer, there'll be a blanket completely over her head, and so I can't see her. It's like a ghost in the other room. And now the stove's in, we can sit here in a t-shirt, we can walk out of the bathroom without shivering to death. It's changed the whole boat.
It's just more comfortable. It's just a new environment. It's like same boat but different, or
more relaxing.
Yeah, just completely different.
Yeah, and I like the smell. It's added a nice. I like the wood burning because it adds a nice smell to the boat as well.
Yeah. And just I mean, it's nice to really sit in here warm.
Yeah.
And you look outside and you know it's cold.
Yeah.
You're so cozy on the boat, so people tend to ask, is it really cold in the winter?
Well, number one question.
How
you get
cozy
asked.
is, yeah? And narrowboats really can be cozy. Now I know that, and we have our stove in.
We've had all the windows open, and for a period of a day, the doors as well, because it's a small boat and she heats up very, very fast. And I think actually she's expelling some moisture that's kind of been in here for a while as the winter has set in.
Condensation.
Yeah. So it's been a glorious day today. Waking up and not being cold. We'll spare you the sight of me in my underpants. I put some jeans on for the sake of this. But the fact that we can do that on the boat, on the water, in the cold, is a testament to, so thank you, Elliot, as well. Elliot, you are a star. Well, we know that. He's a good friend from back in the day, and I torture him relentlessly, but thank you, Elliot, it's much appreciated.
And a big concern of mine was that with the MS Pasture heater, sitting here in the bedroom, there was always a draft somewhere, it was always cold, whereas this one,
somebody asked us about
spread of it,
yes.
really.
Well, somebody asked me about the Ebbets Batcher in the messages, and we disconnected it when we had the engine replaced because we were under the mistaken belief that the engine would be second and the solid fuel stove would be first, but they were both delayed, and one was just delayed way further than the other one. But the reason I disconnected it, I didn't like the way it was set up. It worked, but it draws too much power from the batteries on fire up, and it left us exposed on 2 occasions. And as you said, in here it didn't really work as well.
Because that was springtime, and I could feel it cold here. So can you imagine having that alone in the winter? It wouldn't work.
Well, we're here in exactly the same spot with the solid fuel stove on, and it's hot.
Yeah.
And we got the windows open.
Massive difference.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've got to have a quick shout out as well to Jeremy and Della, who also joined the Patreon account, which we've been very slack and we haven't actually fleshed out and done anything with, but really appreciate that, because we met you in I think the first week we were on the boat up in Kings Bromley. So thank you very much for that. That was very kind of you. And also the beers have been bought, so we're going to do a toast to James Riley and his grandson Luke Colton. So thank you very much, James. Yeah, much appreciated. This is actually cooling me down in what is quite now a hot boat, so thanks for that. Okay. Yeah, so we're very happy because we did get to suffer for a few days, and I was hanging out by the fire pit trying to stay warm.
Yeah,
so
it was really cold in here.
Really cold.
It's really damp as well, I would say.
Yeah, and we were starting to fear winter, and we don't fear winter now.
Yeah, and you'd pass by the narrowboats and you see the steam or the smoke coming from the chimneys.
We'd see the chimneys and we'd just be like, envy. I felt like little Badger looked like she was too young to smoke.
Yeah, that's true.
But now she's a rebel, so now Badger is smoking. So, all right, guys, I need to take my jeans off, and I'm going to spare you that. And enjoy the heat that we've now got in the boat. So a very informal, relaxed sign off.
Yeah, life is good.
Life is good. Yeah. Thank you very much. Next week.